r/rules horror. Posted by u/alpha_cryptid. I moved into a new apartment. My roommates aren't humans. My name is Anessen. I recently graduated high school and got into a good college, the one which I had always wanted to go to. For reasons of privacy I will not be naming the college and the city the college is located in. The only catch about the college is that it does not provide in-campus housing, so the students who wish to study in it, had to live elsewhere, their relative's house or a rented apartment. I am not rich by any means, and I did not know anyone in that city, so I decided to rent an apartment to live in, and since I was not very financially privileged, I decided to go for a shared apartment. I started looking for apartments on Craigslist, when I stumbled upon an ad. It read, "Apartments name omitted. Address omitted. 2 BHK apartment, $800 per month. Contact us for further details. Email omitted. Phone number omitted." The ad seemed pretty fake, sloppy and rushed. It raised a lot of red flags, but I am both excited and desperate to attend college, and a rent this cheap would be a blessing to me, and all I had to do was share the apartment with 2 other people, which I guessed wouldn't be a problem, but I couldn't have been more wrong. I called up the number given in the ad, and a middle-aged man picked up. He introduced himself as Jack. He sounded jolly and excited, which struck me as odd. He used a very weird tone to talk to me, like how you would talk to a child. I inquired about the apartment and asked for pictures. He mailed it to me. Although the apartment was not luxury by any means, but it was still decent and had all the things I needed. I accepted the offer of paying $270 per month for the apartment. I was ecstatic to meet my roommates. I just pictured us 3 getting along, which was funny because I hadn't even seen their faces till now. A few days ago, I shifted into the apartment, and it looked phenomenal, better than I had ever imagined an $800 apartment to look. As soon as I entered, I saw a guy in a Burger King uniform sleeping on the couch. I was with the guy from the phone, Jack. He was giving me a tour of the apartment. In one of the bedrooms, sat a chubby guy, who looked like he was somewhere between 25 and 35, not to be mean but he kind of looked like a slob. He was playing Call of Duty, with empty Mountain Dew cans and Cheetos packets, lying around him. He didn't even mind washing his hand after having the Cheetos. But, he gave off a friendly vibe and not a crackhead one, so I was good with living with him. He gave me a smile and a nod of acknowledgement when I was checking his room out. And lastly, Jack showed me my room. It looked clean. It had a twin-sized bed, a mini fridge, a desk, a chair, an air conditioning unit, a closet and ample of space for me to jam to my music. I was more than happy to spend my college years in this apartment. The 2 of my roommates joined me and Jack as soon as we stepped out of my room. The guy sleeping on the couch earlier introduced himself as John. He looked like your average high school jock. He was fit and charismatic, and coincidentally, he went to the same college as me. He was my senior. So I was pumped about making some friends older than me so no one would bully me just because I am a freshman. The guy who was gaming in his room introduced himself as Pete. He had finally changed his clothes and washed his hands, so I went in for a handshake. He was genuinely nice and friendly. He was actually 27 years old, and pursuing his master's MBA degree. Jack asked if he could borrow me for a minute. He took me outside the apartment, and looked at me like he was about to confess something. He scratched his head and pitched back and forth, sweat dripping from his forehead. He told me that he was sorry. I asked him what was he even talking about? He told me that, my roommates, they were not humans. I chuckled at his remarks. Yeah sure, so are they aliens? Or are they ghosts? I blurted out. He looked at me dead in the eyes, gave me a piece of paper, and said, "Follow these, if you wish to make it out alive." I cannot stress enough the importance of these rules, and you cannot leave the apartment without living here at least 1 year. The reason is specified in this list of rules. Carry this with you 24/7. Do not let them find out you know about any of this. I nodded nervously, and made my way to my room, sat down on the bed, and locked the door from the inside. I smoothed out the piece of paper, and started reading. It read, "Sorry Anessen, sorry to get you involved with all of this, but I needed to be safe. I have a family, and a future I look forward to, and wouldn't let this apartment take away my life or dreams. You see, these guys living with you, they're mo human, they lived with me too, and also with a person before me, and another one before him, and so on. Just a heads up before I actually give you the rules to survive and information about both of these guys. I did not do this to you out of hatred or sadism. You see, once, even I saw this apartment's ad on Craigslist and it intrigued me, So I checked it out, and there I was, exactly in the position you are. And no matter the consequences, you will have to live here for at least a full year. You cannot leave this apartment, or these guys will come after you. Now I know I am a terrible person to do this to you, but just hope that you'll forgive me, and hopefully survive this whole ordeal. List of rules to follow, to survive against John and Pete. Rule 1, do not ever let them find this list of rules. Don't worry, they won't pin you down and check you for this, but just always have it in one of your pockets, or a place where you know they will not check, like the inside of a shoe. If they find this, they will get really angry at you, and turn to their regular forms. Rule 2, do not anger them in any way. They will be nice and polite, so never argue with them. If you do get into a situation, just apologize, and they'll spare your life. The apologies won't work after they turn into a flying werewolf-like creature, John, and/or a shape-shifting demon, Pete. Rule 3, if you have a Bible, never take it out of your room. It will greatly affect their well-being and they might just tear you to shreds, and the death they give you is sadistic to say the least. They tear your limbs, spit their stomach acids over open gashes and wounds, and give you the most painful death imaginable. Rule 4, if you are in a room with John, and he starts lifting off of the ground, close your eyes and sit still for at least a minute. If you open your eyes before a minute has elapsed, you will end up in a place, just pitch white, no other thing or person will be seen. You'll be standing on a white road, with a white-colored void all around you. You cannot commit suicide here as you'll just end up landing on this road again. The only way for you to die now is by starvation, and it's much more painful than you think. Rule 5, this happens very rarely, but if both of them are having fight, get the hell out of the apartment and go live elsewhere for 20 hours. After returning you will see John sleeping on the couch, and Pete binge eating and playing video games. Rule 6, if you wake up randomly during the night, and it is exactly 3:33 a.m. do not go to sleep for the rest of the night, till 6 a.m., or you will never wake up and be stuck in the realm of your deepest nightmares till eternity. Rule 7, if Pete asks you to play games with him on his PS5 do not decline, no matter how busy you are, you don't want him to get angry. Rule 8, it might weird, but please, do not keep a pet with you. This will not harm you, but to them getting slaughtered mercilessly can affect you emotionally. Rule 9, if you receive a call at midnight, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m., check Pete's room. If he is sleeping, answer the call. It is a regular call. If he is not there, do not answer the call. Rule 10, if God forbid you receive call from someone at midnight and Pete is missing, locking yourself in the bathroom would be the wisest move. It is reinforced with metal. Stay there till 6 a.m., then you can come out and everything will be back to normal. Rule 11, if you leave this house before at least a year has passed, they will hunt you down and kill you, so please do not try to leave, and don't even talk about leaving, to them. If you need to go somewhere, say a trip, or a wedding, or to your parents, ask Pete and John, they are okay with it. They will know when you're telling the truth and they'll know when you lie to them. Rule 12, if you see blood seeping from the door of your room, close your eyes and do not move. They will enter the room, and sniff you. They won't attack unless you see them or make sudden movements. Rule 13, do not verbally tell anyone about them. They'll know. They'll kill you and that person. I chuckled at the stupid list of rules, before noticing the blood seeping into my room from beneath the door.